Well, hello, hi, it is me, it is small town Didi or and these are internet and and back. Hello, yellow. You guys, somebody calls us the yellows. Are we gonna keep it? What are we? I wanna be one of you. Can I? Can I? I'm a bit tired. I went for a walk because fitness bunny, okay, girls who walk, yes. And I'm having my green tea. Now, guys, please get me off the stuff. I beg. I need to do better by myself. Really, I need to stop this. I do. I can acknowledge that I need to stop taking this stuff. We have a very heavy topic that we need to get into, but before we do that, I also need to touch on this because it is something that excites me. It does. And that is the B Square Foundation. Okay, I volunteered for some of the events that they've organized over the years, and it's been such a useful experience for me. I always walk away from the experience feeling very useful, feeling like I've added something to somebody's life and I've also received something. It's just been, honestly, the best time, the best people to spend time with, the best initiative that you could ever ask for, and that is keeping young village girls in school, okay? They do pad drives, they do career exhibitions, spelling bees. I love the spelling bee event, okay? That is my stuff. So if you could go over onto their Instagram, please. Their bio reads, we empower disadvantaged schoolgirls through mentorship, educational programs, and donating sanitary pads. That's their bio. I'll put the link in the description, and you guys do me a solid, go like. If they have events and you can contribute somehow, or other organizations that would like to add to the thing, you inbox them, just reach out to them, ask what it is that they need, and they will attend to you at the soonest. Okay, these are my people. Like, listen, these are my people. All right. If you guys remember in our chat where we're talking about what was that? Use of South African degrees. I mentioned that the other thing that we don't consider when people get to university and they pick the thing that's just readily available because other classes are full, what have you, it also has to do with a lot of the fact that people from disadvantaged or learners from disadvantaged schools and disadvantaged backgrounds don't get the kind of things that the rest of us may have gotten, like career exhibitions, career advice, teachers who go into detail about what choices you have if you are to pick the stream of subjects, because the decisions are made when you're so young, right? You're like in grade 10 and you're having to make decisions that could possibly, plan out what your life will possibly pan out to be, right? So do go over there, show them some love, like and participate when you are asked to. Thank you guys so much. First of all, you guys, a couple of disclaimers. There will be mentions of abuse of the sexual kind in here, as well as thoughts of unaliving oneself. So just like trigger warning for those people that don't want to sit through this video. I completely understand, and I hope you find the healing that you deserve. What do I want to get into? I'm a bit low, outside of the fact that I'm just tired because I just did 16K steps, honey. I am tired, okay? That's about what? I don't know what that is in kilometers. It's over 5, I know that. And it's not like I'm trying to get back into my walks. I used to do like these kinds of steps with ease last year, but like I'm getting back into it, so it's a bit strenuous. Like it's taking from me a little bit. I'll find the kilometers for you guys at a different stage. I want to talk about the story that trended. It was posted by a group called, it's on Instagram. Let me see if I can find it fast quickly. It was then reposted though by Mapepandaba, and they have that large number, so it took off. Madam Speaker on Instagram also shared the story because they were trying to get this young girl assistance. I don't want to post her or anybody else, so I'm just gonna read what it says. I think the name of the page is called Women for Change Essay, or just Women for Change. I'll put their link to their Instagram in the bio as well. I mean in the description box, so that you guys can go over there and also give them some love and help them with the work that they're doing. And it reads as follows. In September 2021, my mother introduced me to a man I thought was her boyfriend. At first, her arrangement with him appeared to be of a fatherly nature. He bought me expensive clothes, took us to luxury trips, bought me an iPhone and all the spoils that could excite me. Soon after, my mother told me that I had to satisfy the man's demands so that he would keep buying me and my siblings whatever we needed and or wanted. I was forced to have sexual relations with this man from the age of 15. I've had an abortion and a miscarriage. My mother and the man also performed rituals on me. I was not allowed to go out with friends, nor was I allowed to go anywhere. I'd be strictly transported to school and back and told never to tell a soul about what was happening. I've attempted to unalive myself multiple times until I decided to seek advice and assistance from a close relative. She supported me, and we opened a case against my mother and the man. My mom got arrested in December 2023. The man was able to run away, and he has been at large since the case was opened on January the 15th, 2023. My mother was, I read that wrong. On January 15th, 2023, my mother was released on bail. I'm scared for my life, and all I want is justice. I need legal assistance from whoever can bring justice to my case. I feel unsafe returning to school this year or going anywhere. Once again, the justice system is failing another woman. We need justice for our sister. So that's from the page. People did reach out because I say these big brands, if you would like. That is the brand that is Madam Speaker. And also Mapepandava shared the story, so people reached out and they tried to get this young lady assistance, and I hope that case is moving swiftly. But what do I want to talk about from the title? If I run with the title that I want to talk about, that's the pipeline from Pick Me, right, to Pimp Mom. How this happens, because I know a lot of the times when we hear these kinds of stories, we're like, what kind of mother? How does this happen? Often I look at us like, oh, you're acting dense. It's not like you don't know your aunt who's not very nice to her daughters. It's not like you don't know of your own mother that's not very nice to you. And so I need us to cut the bullshit. Like, cut the nonsense and stop acting like women are saints. Right? I understand how it happens, especially for us Black women. I can give us grace because I know how it happens, right? Everybody's always trying to find the tiniest little thread to pull at and pull our entire character apart and be like, see, I told you these bitches are witches. I told you these people are no good. And so what happens is we often want to protect each other, want to not speak of certain things about ourselves that, or us as a group, right? Things that we do to each other, how mothers behave towards their daughters at times. We tend to shy away from that because it's giving permission to the people who want to abuse us. The people already don't like us and want to speak, but we're doing ourselves a disservice because we end up perpetrating offenders within our own ranks for them to inflict harm on other younger people within our ranks, and that's the rank of womanhood, right? Of girlhood. We need to stop that. Women aren't saints. They're people. That's it. Like, whatever wrongdoing that you can assign to a man, women are capable of that just as well. Now, we may say it's disproportionate, but you're not on rape men. Come on now. You guys not on rape these men and started even here to talk about them. For me, they get no redemption arc. I'm sorry, right? But we also can't run away from this. In this particular instance, Tyler Perry, fuck him so much, is our broken clock, right? And he's right this time, right? It's right twice a day. You know what they say. I think is it Family Reunion, where the script goes, the wealthy, rich, like bougie auntie has these daughters, and one has married well, but she's in this abusive situation that she continues to keep her in because it's beneficial to her, right? And then we also learned that the father, who's now deceased, wasn't the eldest her eldest daughter's biological father, and she was allowing things to carry on, things of a sexual nature. So it's not like we don't know that the stories are there. Being Mary Jane as well, very popular with Gabrielle Union as the lead in that. There's a storyline, her best friend who ended up unaliving herself in that series. She was also dealing with an issue where her father or her stepfather had been inappropriate with her. We have these two very, very popular, one a film, one a TV series, and we see that it was important to touch on the story because it's something that happens in our communities, and just like in these stories, we want to sweep it under the rug. Now let's talk about the pick me shit, because that's why we really must have this chat. I've been thinking I literally was about to make a video before the story went viral, and it went viral over a week ago by the time I sit here and speak to you guys. I wanted to sit down and make a video telling us to let go of the pick-me's, to throw them out with the bathwater, right? And see if they don't get muddy and get their asses handed to them and come back, and then we can wipe them off and carry on nicely with them. I was about to say, let him go, as in them. Let them go. And then this happens, and I realize what, because every time I see us online and I see them, the pick-me's push some like, men, husbands, men is important. My husband comes before my kids. My husband. Yeah. Every time I see that, I put a post of that nature, and then I get in the comments and I find other women pushing back. I'm like, girl, let it go. Now I realize we can't do that. The young girls are watching, and the only way to rid ourselves of pick-me's and pick-meism, or whatever it is that you want to call it, is to push back against it, because that's how we get here. The women who so badly want to be partnered, the women who so badly want to be married, the women who get validation from being tethered or next to a man, these are the kinds of women that send their daughters to the slaughter. It's them. Couple of things. Women, pick-me's are the type of people who have children to keep a link between them and the other person. And then when that doesn't work, they grow resentful of that child because they never wanted the child. The child was a mere tool for their pick-me ways. The child was a tool for them to stay in contact with this man. So then the child remains that, a tool. And when they can't stay in contact with this particular man, and they find the next man, and that man says, I want that, they will use that tool, because that's how they see that child, that girl child, as a tool. They will use that tool to then buy themselves the validation and access to partnership with this new man. They will. Let's not mention those of you who abandon your kids, those of you who keep pregnancies that you don't want when you're far too young, or even of age. You keep a pregnancy you don't want, you go off and you live your life, you meet a man, he tells you that he wants you, but he wants nothing to do with your child, and you are okay abandoning your child, creating abandonment issues for your child because you just want a man, and a man is just so fucking important to you. This young, very young girl, school-going age, it wouldn't even fucking matter how old she is, because the entire thing is just wrong. Her mother, in order to keep this man, is saying, you are the sacrificial lamb. I am sorry, I am owed a life, and you're gonna get it for me by hook or crook. Let's talk about the mothers who allow their very young daughters to start dating, bitch, what the fuck? To start dating guys in their 20s. Your 16-year-old is having a 25-year-old pull up at the crib, right, with some car, balloon payment, pulls up at the crib with some car that he can't afford, and you say nothing, right? As long as the child brings you something. If the child comes back home with mavoso or with some KFC or something to show or to make up for their absence with this person that they've no business being with, you're okay with it. It gets to a degree where if they're about to break up, you will find the mother now begging this little boy to stay with her child, knowing all the while that the power dynamic in that situation is damaging her child. But that is not important to her, because this child is a means to an end. Again, I'm owed a life and I will get it. by hook or by crook. The resentment when you keep the child because you thought you were going to keep the man, and the man still leaves you. Now you're looking at this child and you're like, you fucked up my life. You ruined my life. And so I'm going to ruin yours. Or I hate your daddy, so I hate you. Let's talk about that. Those are the chats we don't want to have. Those are the chats we don't want to have. What about exactly like the men who the moment they start hating the woman, they don't give a shit about their kids. There are women like that. As soon as you did not fulfill that role, I hate you. I don't see you as an extension of me or even as a person. Your personhood is not valid to me. Your childhood even, right? Your girlhood, your womanhood is of no consequence to me whatsoever. It's for me to use to have a man, a man, a man, a man. We must push back against that pick me shit. It's toxic. There is no other way around it. Pick me's are dangerous to every... Literally, you don't need friends and you don't need, as long as you have your man. Women like that are so dangerous. They are so, and I'm not speaking about the people who just have a hard time making friends, because that's a different struggle. It's a real struggle that I notice, and I feel bad for you all going through that. I'm talking about a woman who will go out of her way to step on other women to get to a man, because whenever they see other women, they see competition. They don't see sisterhood. They don't see community. They don't see love. They don't see a chance to build any of these things. Just competition or a stepping stone. I'll befriend you because I want your brother. I'll befriend you because I want your friend or your cousin, right? I'm going to make like I read dangerous. Dangerous. They will throw you onto incoming traffic, as is alleged here in this article by this young girl whom I believe. Very, very young girl, right? They don't grow out of it. If you don't get to a point where you sit down and you say, because we receive the same conditioning, no? We're socialized very similar. At some point, we all take on and internalize those pick-me ways. And in your growth from girlhood into womanhood, you start to put things apart if you have it in you to do so, or if you want to do so. And then some of us don't. Some of us stay in it, and we spew these teachings of like a man, a man, a man. And that's all somebody's hearing, and they want to have one so bad. They can't imagine one, imagine a good life without one, right? Or they want things to come to them easily, and if it means it's by way of me sacrificing my daughter, I will do that. I am especially they will keep you in abusive relationships, these kinds of mothers. Many a woman in recent years have come on TikTok, and I need us to continue to hold space for the women who did not have these experiences that we had, where we had good mothers who cared for us, who wanted the best for us. We need to make enough room and keep expanding the room for the women who are saying, I was raised by a narcissistic mother. I was raised by a woman who hated me. My mom abused me. We need to sit in the discomfort of that and have this person feel validated in the experience and hug them, even if it's just a virtual hug. Don't come in the fucking comments or somebody sharing their lives and saying things like, oh, I'm glad this wasn't me, my mom was so loving. Bitch, is this even the chat? Why are you dance over here on the internet for free? I understand doing it for a fucking check, but you all do it for free in front of people. People are watching. Stop being stupid in front of people. Stop being stupid altogether. But like, if you're really gonna do it alone, under the blankets, with the fucking lights off, during load shedding, because now we know they're really not gonna come back on, right? The fuck? What are you doing? Hold room for people to share these experiences so we can start figuring out, how does this happen? How does a woman become so dead inside that she grows somebody, literally is supposed to be bonded with this person, grows somebody, births them, and has no emotional attachment to them, and only sees them as a weapon to get what they want because they failed in life. That mother that allows your boyfriend who's much older than you to drop you off, right? Because you're going to bring her some KFC because she can't afford to feed you all. Now it's your job. That's a pimp. That is your mother pimping you. I don't know what you think you're going to call it. But that is literally your mother aiding you in selling your body while your mind is too underdeveloped to understand what it is that you're doing and the consequences that follow thereafter. This person, this young girl, is saying that she's at her age, she's had to terminate a pregnancy, her body has terminated a pregnancy. All of this could lead to her having other complications down the line, and knock on wood, I hope she doesn't experience any of that. Right? This also brings me back to that conversation we had a while ago where Noni was trying to convince single mothers that they are of low value. Right? That's the conversation they keep trying to convince the single mothers, that they aren't as valuable, and any man that gives them attention, they should just take it. Do you know who else is part of that club that makes that argument? Pedophiles. Pedophiles who want access to your kids. And because, again, in this teaching, it's that pick me shit, right? I don't have value because I have kids. You've literally proven the ability to make a person. You ought to think that adds value. You made a person. No. No good. No value. Where's the man? If that is not some pick me shit, I don't know what is. Where is the man? These people that you've made, you must now say, fuck this shit. Any old body, I don't need to vet them all that well, right? Can come into the space where I have these very fragile, very vulnerable little people that I'm responsible for. Any old body can get access to me, and by extension them. Pedophiles are part of like that team that's making that argument. So if you're singing that chorus and you're going, single mothers on that, please look to the side. One of the people who's saying that in the choir with you is somebody who wants to be touching on them fucking kids. I don't care. I actually do not care how you feel about that. That's how I feel. I feel like the moment you have a child, you gotta be extra with your shit, because you're not only now just responsible for you, you're responsible for this other person. There's no two ways about it for me. There just isn't. You now have more to lose in my eyes. We need to pay attention in our own families. We must pay attention. We know our sisters. We know if your sister is a pick-me and the kinds of men that she likes to bring around. Pay close attention. See what's happening with your nieces and nephews. See what's happening with those fucking kids. Be around. Be a fucking neck. Be a little nuisance. Go all the time. Be that. Make it uncomfortable. Predators need discomfort. I'm so disgusted. I am so upset. I'm upset because I feel like it's a bit more widespread than we care to talk about. Mothers looking the other way so they can have plausible deniability. So they come and say, I never saw it. I didn't know. Right? It's right next to the pick me and pimp mom are right next to pick me to boy mom pipeline. Right? She look away, especially if she gets into this new relationship and comes with you, the daughter, and then they all have their new little cute family, and you're the Cinderella in the family. You're the little major, the little help. You're also the little person that this man, this creature of a thing gets to do all manner of things to, and she can look away and say she didn't know, and say she had taken your little siblings to hockey practice, constantly making you the problem, saying you weren't dressing properly around the house, you were being fast. And then when you age out, they quickly want to get rid of you. You now can't play that role. You can't serve that function. Disgusting. Fucking disgusting. I hope they get what's coming to them. I really do. I really, like, justice just needs to be seen, to be done. Like, I need to see it. And it needs to get done. Because ain't no way. But that's my chat. I have a lot more to say, but like, and like, the more I talk about this, I'm just like, it's doing something to me. I can't stand it. I can't stand us for looking away when we've seen that something might be the matter there. Something sinister is the matter there. When we see the girl getting dropped off and we make it her. We make it a her problem. You know the hormones are messing with her. You know it's that time of life where without the proper guidance, she's about to be like just let out for the sharks to circle and get their little chunks of her. So instead of like trying to like rally behind this girl and show her a way out, you're part of the problem that looks away and says, well, shit, if her mother is the fucking problem and you know it. And you're the problem as well for saying, oh, but if her mother won't, fuck that bitch. Truly, fuck that bitch. She does not count. And you know she does not count. That's my church, you guys. That's what I really wanted to say. The boy moms are the other problem. So disgusting.